Hello everybody and welcome. Today I'm going to be showing you how you can produce and record your own music absolutely free. So you won't have to spend any money on things like software or hardware. And this tutorial will be primarily focused at beginners, so maybe those of you who would like to get into recording and you would like to record your own music, but you are still unsure whether you would like to spend the money on software, or maybe those of you who can't afford the things like software or hardware right now, and this tutorial should help you out. So if that sounds good to you, let's jump right in. So the first thing we're going to need today is a DAW, and a DAW is a digital audio workstation. And what that is it's basically a virtual studio. So it's somewhere where we can record our music. And the one we're going to be using today is called Reaper. So for everything we're using today, I'm going to leave the links in the description, so it should be easy enough for you to find. Once you're at the Reaper download page, what you're going to do is just scroll down to this section here, where you will download Reaper depending on which system you are running. So I'm on PC, so I would download this one here, which I have done already. And once you've downloaded it, you can just install it. It is very easy and straightforward to do. But for the sake of time, I'm not going to show you how to install it, but you shouldn't have any problems there. Once you've installed Reaper, you can launch it or open it up just to have a look at what we're going to be working with. And it may look very daunting and overwhelming, but don't worry, I'm going to try simplify as much as I can as possible today. Right, so once you've got that open and everything looks like this, you can close it or minimize it for now in my case. And then the next thing we need is instruments. So the first instrument we're going to be looking at today is called the FunkBass. And this is a VST, as you can see here. The site is called Free VST Plugins, and VST just stands for Virtual Studio Technology. So it's basically just a virtual instrument. So the first one, FunkBass, will be a bass guitar. So that's the first instrument we're going to download. So once you're at this page, you can just scroll down to this section and download whichever file is specific to your system. So again, I'm on PC, so I would download this one over here. The next instrument we're going to have a look at today is called the Drum Pro, which is just a virtual set of different drum kits. So it's on the same website as the previous one, Free VST Plugins. And by the way, this website has many different instruments which you can just browse and have a look through them and download whatever you want. But for today, we're just going to be looking at these two instruments. So similarly to the last one, you're just going to scroll down to this section here and download whichever one is specific to your system. Right, so once you've done that, you should have these two files downloaded, and they are zip files. So what we're going to do is just extract them using WinZip, or rather WinRAR in my case, but if you have something like 7-zip or anything else, that works perfectly fine as well. So I'm just going to extract these two to my desktop. Once you have those folders extracted, we need to get Reaper to recognize these new instruments we've just downloaded. So what you're going to do is you're going to open your start menu, go to PC, and go into your C drive. Once you're in your C drive, you're going to go to the Program Files folder. And once you're there, you can just scroll down to the VST Plugins folder. So once you are there, you can open it up. And yours will look a bit different. I have a fair few instruments in here already. Yours should be empty, so don't worry about that. And all we need to do is now, with these two folders that we've just extracted, we just want to get the contents from the folders into this folder here. So we're going to just select these two files from the FunkBass folder and drag them into our VST plugins folder. I've already done it, so I'm not going to do it again, but just to show you. And then in the Drum Pro folder, you're just going to copy those two, or just drag them straight into there like that. Alright, so once you've done that, Reaper should be able to recognize our new instruments. If you still have Reaper open, you should probably close it and restart it, and then it will recognize the instruments. But if you don't want to close it, what you can do is just go to the top right corner here, give this section a click, and you will see this here. Then all you do is scroll down to the VST tab, and where it says VST plugin paths, you can just click rescan under there. Now, if Reaper hasn't found your new instruments that you've just put in your VST plugins folder, it may be because the file path is not over here. But no worries if that is the case. If you don't see that specific file path here, you can just click Edit Path List, Add Path, and then you should be able to add it that way. Then click Apply, and then click OK. Right, so now that we've got that set up, we can start recording. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start with our drums. So this section here, we're going to right click it, and we're going to scroll down to Insert Virtual Instrument on New Track. And we are going to type in, first off, we're going to type in the word baby and make sure we have the All Plugins tab selected. And we are going to select the sequencer, this MIDI sequencer Mega Baby. Now don't worry too much about what MIDI is for now. I will have a different tutorial on that in future, but for now we are going to record our drums with a sequencer. So what this is it's sort of a little map work for how our drums are going to be played. So you should see this menu here. I'm going to just quickly increase the length to 32. You don't need to worry about that. For the purpose of the tutorial, I'm just going to leave it at 32, but you can do whatever you like. Right, so now we need to get our actual drums into here. So in the All Plugins section again, I'm just going to type in drum, and we will have the Drum Pro pop up here, and now we can double click that. Right, so this is the instrument that we have downloaded, and we're going to now select a drum kit. For me, I'm going to go to the pop kit, and now if you want to see how the drum kit will sound, you can just click on these buttons here, and you will hear the different parts of the drum. Now to actually start recording our drum beat, we first need to add it into the sequencer here. So now you will see all these notes on the side. They are similar to the pitches of a piano, right? But we're going to go up to this green section here and just drag it until it's right next to the red section, so that we are in the correct register to actually play our drums. Now, if you want to see how each one of these sound, you can just right click these different things and you will hear the different sounds. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I want to start with the kick drum. I can hear this is the kick because I can right click here. And now I want to actually start mapping out the beat, so I'm going to click in these rectangles here. Now you can make whatever you like, but just to show you, this is a basic kick beat, and if I press spacebar, I can actually hear how it's going to sound. Okay, so that is simple enough. And now if I actually want to record this beat, what I'm going to do is go to my track here that I've added. I'm going to arm the recording by clicking on it. So now this will glow red, but now it's picking up my microphone and I don't want that. So I'm going to go here, right click that and select the record output, put that to MIDI, and also the input. I'm going to select virtual MIDI and all channels. And now it's not picking up my mic anymore, so we can actually record our drum beat. So to record what we've got so far, I'm just going to click this record button here. Okay, so far we've got a few bars of just a kick drum. But the nice thing about using the sequencer is now if we want to elaborate on our drum beat, we can do just that. So now I'm going to add some snare. And I'm just going to hit record again. Make sure that we are in the correct position by left clicking there. And I'm just going to hit the record button again. Right, so once we've done that, by hitting the stop button, we've stopped our recording. Now what we want to do is maybe add some hi-hat. So once we found a sound we like, we can just put that in there, click wherever we want it. And if we want to start recording from there, I'm just going to hit record again. And obviously you can do whatever you like, but that's our little beat so far. And you can get very creative with this. So now what we're going to do is we're firstly going to disarm the recording because we're not going to be using this instrument anymore. And we're just going to go back into here quickly and untick this MIDI sequencer over here. Right, so the next thing we want to do is we want to add our bass that we've downloaded. So we're going to insert virtual instrument on new track. And now we are going to find our bass. So in the all plugins section where we were before, we're just going to type in bass. And there's our FunkBass. So we're going to open that. If you get this menu, just say no for now. And this is our FunkBass. Now we're going to record this a bit differently than the way we recorded the drums. And how we're going to do that is we're actually going to play the bass line ourselves. So once you've got this open, you can mess around with whichever kind of bass you want. I'm going to select slap for now. And once we've got that, we can actually close that. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to the start of our piece by hitting this button here. And now if I want to record, I just have to press Alt Tab. And this will bring up a piano roll where the keys are mapped to the keys on our keyboard. So you can try them out by just clicking on them. Or you can actually press the corresponding keys on your keyboard. And you'll hear that. Right, but now we want to record our bass line, so what we're going to do is we're going to make sure this track is armed, which means it's glowing red there, and we're just going to hit record. Right, so you can just play whatever you like there. So for me, I've hit a wrong note, and that's good because I can show you how to fix something like that. So if I play that back, by hitting this button and hitting play. So this note was a wrong note, and if I want to fix it, all I have to do is double click on that section and I can zoom in. These are all the notes we played, and if I want to fix the wrong note I played, so right now it sounds like this, but that's not the note I wanted. So what I'm going to do is move it, grab it and move it up like that, and now it will be the correct note. And also with the timing and the latency you might have with your keyboard, this section will help you just get things into the correct timing. So if you want to grab a note, you can slide it horizontally, forwards or backwards, and that will change the timing. So if you, like me, have not played in perfect time, you can go back and fix that up. And then you can hit escape once you're done with that. So for today, we're just going to be doing those two instruments. So once you're done, whatever you've recorded, whatever instruments you've used, you can save your project by going to File up here, and you can hit Save Project, or you can press Control and S. Now, if you would like to have your project saved as an actual song, what you're going to do is click File up here, and you're going to go down to the Render section. So if you are ready to turn your music into an actual sound file, like an MP3, to send or keep in that format, what we're going to do is go to the Render section. You can name your file whatever you want. Mine's just called test. And then in this section here, mine is set to MP3. Yours will probably be WAV, but you can just change that to MP3, for example. And then you would click down here, render file. And mine already exists, so I can just overwrite it. Okay, and you should see this here. And up here, it will tell you where it has put your file so that you can find it. So thank you everybody so much for watching. That will be all from me today, and I hope you enjoy and I hope you've learned something. Please consider leaving a like or a comment, and if you have any questions whatsoever, I would be happy to answer them. And if you've recorded something and you'd like me to check it out, by all means leave a link for that as well. Thank you so much. Cheers.